Okay, if I push that button, yep, my voice comes all over the place. Let's see, I'm forgetting something here though. I need some other volume. Let's turn this guy on. Not too loud though. Okay, and there, we got some volcano noise in the background. At a little quieter point, so good to see everyone in the house. Welcome everyone, and I'm your host DrFox2000, and you are watching the Volcano Eruption live stream. And thank you everyone for joining. I see the room is starting to fill up. We got 41 in there already, 42, and I'm sure that number is going to keep on going up. Anyway, before I get too far into things, a reminder everyone, hey, somebody gave me an apple. Cool. Thanks. I think it was Nick. Yeah, Nick Addison. Thank you. And really appreciate it, and glad to have you on board. Anyway, for those joining, please remember, if you're take a look at your chat box, just so you know that you're live or not, that you're actually watching a live stream. So up top it'll say top chat or live chat. If it does say either one of those, you know you are indeed watching the live stream while it is in progress. If it says top chat or live chat replay, that means it is already been finished. The stream is over for the day. The 2 hours is up, and we've shut down. And live stream replay or top chat, top chat replay or live chat replay means it's over. So at that point you can no longer make comments in the comment box where everybody else is putting the comments. You can only make comments down below, and just remember that the comments down below are not interactive, although I do try to answer as many of the comments as possible. And as of late I've been lacking time since there are numerous comments, and I do try to get after them, so I am going after some of those old ones. Hopefully you all will see your replies eventually. Anyhow, on that friendly note, I'm going to say, hey, welcome, and glad to have you guys on board. And of course, we are, I think we're at about day 20 or 21 of the La Palma eruptions here, our wonderful volcano Cumbre Vieja, and it is located on La Palma in the Canary Islands. And right now what you're seeing on the screen, of course, is our split display where we have two different angles of the volcano, as well as the bottom left is the lava that is actually pouring into the ocean, or at what we're seeing is it's pouring onto the material that has already poured into the ocean, and we'll continue on a little bit further out from there. Bottom right hand camera, of course, is the observatory, or as they say in Spanish, Observatorio del Orog de los Muchachos. Not going to try to translate that, but that's up there on the mountain, overlooking in a southerly direction, or a little bit more like southwest, I think, as far as the direction that we're seeing, and it looks pretty awesome. And in this particular shot, you can actually see the stars and the Milky Way galaxy. If you're looking just to a little bit to the right hand side from center there, you can kind of see where it's really kind of cloudy looking up in the stars. That's our Milky Way, you guys, just so you know. You can actually see it on film, on camera here, which is pretty cool. Anyway, I think I'm going to see if we can actually bring that one a little bit bigger, if I can find out where the heck I put it. And I know I have it in one of these full screens, but there it is. And yeah, we can see a little bit better, although the quality is diminished a little bit, but that's because, of course, Trying to do color photography at night is always difficult. Anyway, for those if you're not quite seeing it, the area I'm referring to is up on the right there. This whole area here, you can kind of see it's a little bit cloudy-ish and so on. That area, of course, that's looking towards the almost, well, I'm not going to say the center of the galaxy, but a good bulk of it, and you can see a little bit more of the Milky Way as per se. And of course down here where that arrow is pointing now, that is where Cumbre Vieja is doing its thing, and it is lighting up all that foggy kind of cloud that is it's creating on that portion just above the volcano area, and you can see some bands of pollution in there as well. But all this area in here, that's all foggy cloud material, dust, volcanic ash, and so on. Even you can even see it here in the valley of the big cone to the north. So just wanted to share that with you guys. In the meantime, let's pop back over to the volcano itself. Here's one of the views, and it is still doing an awesome job. I'm not sure if I got the quality cranked up. I think that the computer knocked it down again. There we go. Back to 1080 on that one, so that looks a little bit better. And let's get to the other one here, and I wanted to actually double check and make sure that one is also set as high as it can go. And yeah, that's 720. That's as good as we get on that one. But nonetheless, it is a beautiful sight to see. Now, having said that, yes, it is a beautiful sight. But we want to report from last night's eruption during the late hours there. It really did do quite a bit of damage. The flow went kind of outside its flow area and went a little bit further to the north. We had a fairly large breach in the northern side, and you can still see that in this particular shot. And that material actually was flowing to the north. North is in this direction, south over on the other side, east is that way, and west is kind of over here, roughly. Okay, don't criticize me if I'm off a few degrees, guys, but that kind of gives you a little bit of help with general direction. And a lot of that flow that did come down here yesterday did burn a lot of structures and you know, homes as well as farms and so on, and really did a mess. And since we're on the subject of that, I did want to talk about that first off here. And I know I'm starting a little bit early, so I'm kind of hesitating here, wanting to wait for a few more people, but I am going to say hello to as many of you as I possibly can. I see there's already 114 in the stream, which is really cool. Glad to have you all on board. And I'll start out with Mary Martin is here, Colin Taylor, Don Arnold, Bobby Joe, Alexander Rohian, I hope I said that correctly. Oh, welcome. That's actually a new name for me. So, and Liam also back as well. Anita Assad, Sleepy Dormouse, DJ Puff the Third, Frosty username, Sue Hayes is back. Let's see, Don, we got Maui Me also on the channel, Nick Addison here as well, Evie Hodgson, London Lava Lout, good to see all you guys, glad you're all here. Betty is here, Claire, Coogan back again, welcome. Mark La Barbecue, welcome. And what's cooking, Mark? Carrie Castine, and let's see, who else is in here? I'm going up the ladder fairly quick, so if I miss somebody, don't panic. Angela also on the stream, Bobby Joe, not sure if I mentioned yet, Tracy Bills, welcome all you guys, glad to have you on board. Ashcan is back, let's see, who else? Brutal Avenger, welcome back. Grandma B is also here. Nancy Buchanan, Brutal Avenger. And let's see, we keep going up a little bit more. We got Wormhand also back in the channel. Welcome, you guys. Crumble 104 back as well. Larry Mason. And let's see, who else? Welcome to all of you anyway. Redline also back in here. Larry Vladika also back as well. Sherry Hewitt is also here. And good to see you guys. And let's see, what else we got here? Going up the ladder a little bit more. Long-haired Lava Lout. Wow, already see a $20 super chat pop up here. I will get to that in a minute or so. I'm going to continue with the names though. DJ Puff, I got already. And Kevin Haynes, I don't know. Asterum, welcome. Glad to have you on here. Sherry Lawson, also in the house. Janet to Orbit. Jen into orbit, or Jed into orbit, I guess is what it is. Jed, are you going into orbit? We'll find out later. Layla, also back in the channel. Good to see you. Jim Strickland, welcome all you guys, and glad to have as many of you on board as possible. Open Mind also here. Stephen Hamilton, Amelia, welcome back you guys. Good to see you guys. And let's see, Sandra Rockland and Olink, welcome. And who else? Kevin Graham in here as well as One Fish, Edith NZ. Welcome all you guys. Glad to have you on board. And going up a little quicker here, I think I got most of you. Carla Ott also back. Michelle is also in the house. JT is here. Marie is here. And let's see, who else? Real quick, I think I got most of you. I did miss who the first person was in the channel today because the stream already moved so far and so fast. Chat rate is sitting at 38, so it's moving pretty good for me. And let's see, Rachel is also here. 420 in the house as well. Gloria and Anna ED, welcome all you guys. Cats 26 also here. Sandy Bird, welcome. Yvonne Deeks also back. Dream of a Hive is also in. Welcome you guys. Mark Raccoon also popped in. I think I said Angela earlier, but welcome anyway. And getting to that super chat, Boomer HIO or HEO, $20 super chat. That is awesome. Help so you can keep these updates coming. Much appreciated. Well, thank you very much for that excellent super chat. I really do appreciate it. And just to let you guys know, I don't have my monetization turned on for the stream, so the super chats are really the only support that I get here. And when they're like that, I really, really do appreciate that from you guys. That is awesome. Peter Hookstein also in the channel. Evie, I don't know if I mentioned you, but all good. And of course, I did want to say hello to my special mods. We have Arizona Snowman and Piggy doing their job. Beautiful that they can be here and do what they can do, and really, really do appreciate them. So. Yeah, I see the thumbs are only about half of what the people are. So I guess only half of you like the stream, eh? Come on, guys, hit that thumb, and let's see a few of those thumbs go up there and push it over 100 real quick, and I'll be a happy camper. And then we will move on to our next little segment of what we want to talk about, and that is last night and this eruption. And there was some pretty awesome flows coming out of the volcano. I only was able to capture parts of it because it was such a long process that I couldn't record it all, but I do have the gist of it and some very good, interesting material that you guys will like. Craig Thor also back in the house. Henry Nelson, welcome. Just got here, thumbs on board. Thank you. Really do appreciate that. Piggy was second and I was third. Okay, Nancy, who was first? I missed it. But yeah, I think I looked at it, but I forgot who it was. Margie also back in the house. Really good. Glad to have you on board. And I do see those numbers are at 113 right now on the thumbs up, so that's awesome. Thank you very much for you guys hitting that button, and hope that the others will continue to hit it as well. So let's go around the cameras real quick. So of course this is the one view. We can see on this view that it is indeed still pushing out at very high rates. It is literally a furnace going on in there, and of course that's actually 3 vents sitting back there, even though we're only seeing 1 or maybe 2 at a time here. So it's pretty awesome to see what it's doing, and of course that lava is still following that same path it did last night, and we will get to that shortly. Duchess of Elements is also in the house. Welcome. Amelia throws in New Zealand $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much with that thumbs up. Excellent, awesome, Amelia. Really do appreciate that super chat, and cool to see that. Alexandria Crowhurst, welcome. Let's see, Epi in here as well. Epi, just maybe just ease up on the emojis just a little bit. And remember, let's keep the language as English so everyone can understand everyone. And of course that is down in the rules. For those who are joining, and if you want to know when the streams are actually happening, again, down in the description, it will tell you all this information. We do have it written there. And anyway, looking at this, this is kind of what we want to talk about here, but I still want to go to the other views. And we kind of see the double vent that's happening right there. So in the front here we have a slower one, and on the back side we have a very fast, exhausting vent happening in behind it. So there are actually 2 vents there. I'm not sure if we can't see the other ones from the other day, from yesterday. There should have been a few more up here. But it is fairly cloudy, so we may not be able to see that. Anyway, popping onto the camera that's showing the lava moving in towards the ocean. Of course, I'm going to back that one up a little bit so we can see it during the daylight, and this will probably help a whole bunch of viewers to be able to grasp what we're actually looking at. And we'll back it up a little bit here. I don't know how far that is. Okay, let's go back a little bit more here, or no, back forward a little bit more. Okay, there. That's actually a pretty good picture. You can still see the hillside with everything in the background, and you can see the cliffs in the front. So our primary lava stream in this particular picture was this one. This is the first one, and then of course the second one on the back side. That just appeared recently, so that's number 2, and this was number 1. So bearing that in mind, we'll discuss that shortly. But that is kind of neat, interesting view. And then of course, if we back that up a little bit more, we'll get back into what it looked like earlier in the day. And that was kind of like this. You see them zooming in on it, and that again will give you a little bit more of an insight as to how everything is laid out there, and helps perception a whole bunch. Of course, you can see the hills right there. The one in the foreground is number 1. The one in the background, number 2, and number 2 is actually building up higher and higher. So we will likely see that flow off and create more side channels. So possibly more material going to be heading in onto that little peninsula that was there. Now that peninsula that is there, that was lava flow from 1949 and has since developed into agricultural land, as they have plantations growing on it, and they seem to be doing fairly well with those up till this point, where that stream number 2 is basically poured onto some of the plantations. And of course, this is where I have to throw in that we feel sorry for those guys, because you know, they a lot of people have lost their homes, they've lost their businesses, and it's unfortunate that you know, we can't control what the volcano does, and this is all part of you know, Mother Nature and the way the earth moves and does its thing. So it is what it is, but having seen that, I did want to touch on what that looks like now, and I do believe I have there the picture, and this kind of helps you out a little bit. So again, for perspective wise, this is from the other side and obviously an aerial shot. So as we said before, this is number 1 over here and this is number 2. This outflow here is new. This was from last night. What we're seeing, that hill where it's coming down, is over here, and then of course we see that small stream right there on number 1. So that's kind of what's going on, and gives you a little bit better perspective. As you can see, it's kept on the same path, but it has before it was just coming down on this side first where the arrow is, and now it's gone on this side a little bit more as well. So it definitely is doing some damage down in here, flowing onto the banana plantations, and this is what we see. Where'd the tiny middle strip come from? Tiny middle strip. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Oh, this one here. Yeah, that was last night as well, and I really didn't know how far it was going to get, whether it was going to make it to the edge or not. But that will likely flow along here and drop down in here by the looks of the lay of the land. So we may see some of that as well. So that might be later tonight, depending on how much flow is coming through there. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so yeah, we'll take a look and see what happens in the future here as it progresses. But that is something that we're going to look at, is that extra little stream in the middle here, and it definitely did develop some more flow. And also, I think here it may have flowed here as well as here. So a lot of lines, a lot of scribble from me. Sorry, guys. But it's just trying to get it across. It's sometimes a little bit hard to describe where the land is dipping and where it's not. Although I'm sure in real life it would be a lot easier to say, hey, you know, if you're standing on the ground, this is where it's going to flow, right? When you're looking from above, it's always a little difficult to judge distance and depth. Anyway, that is kind of cool. And now I was looking at the cameras, so we did look at this one as far as the earlier today. And if we go back a little bit further, I just wanted to see if there was a lot of steaming. And yeah, there at the front, the fact that at the front of that peninsula we see so much steam coming up, that is a really, really good indicator that that is fresh lava pouring in there, and it is cooling down. Of course, it's evaporating a lot of the salt water that's there, and don't be breathing that steam. Hopefully the wind will make it dissipate enough that it's not going to affect anyone on shore, and keep the whatever that is, sulfur, oh, I can't remember, sulfur dioxide, I think so. Anyway, you don't want to breathe it, it's bad for you. Okay, And we will put that back to live, and then that basically shows you what that dark area is there, those flows coming back down the hill. So they did a good job on getting the camera swinging around. Anyhow, I want to pop on to the other one here, and I do believe it was this guy. Okay, so we already mentioned this earlier and looked at it, but I just figured I'd pop back over and just so we can see. And yes, the plume is lifting higher there. You can see a lot more light, and it's producing a lot more off-gassing and various materials, whether it be lava or volcanic ash or whatever, tephra up in the air. But we definitely see a lot more brighter area up there now. Pretty cool looking, but not so cool for those poor people on the ground. Okay, so let's get back to our volcano in action, and of course that is it here. And I notice I don't even have the little title on. Oh, hang on. Hey, why is that way up there? Oh, I know why. It's because my whoa, that didn't work. Clear that. My start stream didn't work out well. Okay, we'll leave that down on the bottom. I think for now. We might get rid of it if we have to, if it gets in the way. But okay, want to get on to what happened yesterday. So let's have a look at one of the first videos. And let's see. Oh well, maybe I should turn the video on. There we go. And this was the wall of lava that was coming down the hill last night. And you can see that building in the background is a 3-story building, and I didn't get the whiteboard working in the right spot. Give me a second. And the 3-story building is here, okay? And so you can well imagine the height of this lava, and you're somewhere between 25 and 30 feet. So a 10-meter wall high of lava coming at you, or coming at the buildings. That is what was flowing down the hill last night, and we will let this play out. They do pan around with the camera a bunch, and I'm just going to continue talking about this. Duchess of Elements streamed that from last night, so you may have seen it already, but for those who haven't, we're sharing it with you now, and I will show you a few segments of what I've got here. I think all my files are about, I have 3 of them, and they were, or is it 4? Yeah, 3 of them, and they were all about between 3 and 5 minutes in length, so we can view those real quick. That would be pretty cool. Craig Thor, for those who didn't know, type in Dr. Fox before the name or before a question, then he gets it highlighted. Helps him see it. Craig Thor, thank you very much for that one. So yeah, if you type in DrFox2000, all one word, just the way he typed it in his message, that highlights it in red on my chat box. And of course I'm watching it in the studio, so I've got a gray black background, and it is a lot easier to see it that way. For those who do have questions, that's what you would be doing. And it is pretty awesome, and thank you, Craig Thor, for throwing that in. And this is actually very, very horrendous, though, when you're looking at the destruction it's causing. Sue Hayes was first. That's right. Thanks, Sue. You're the lucky one who gets the hero cookie. All good. And really awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna have to figure out something with the bot and handing out the cookie or something for the first person in. I'm gonna see if I can do something there. Anyhow, as you watch this progress, and it's like a slow moving bulldozer. It just keeps coming, and it does not stop. and it is thoroughly, you know, as much as I want to say it's amazing, it is also scary. Because, you know, if this is your home or your business that is in the way, and some of these you can see they're panning around now, you can see that things are already on fire a little further down, and of course that is horrendous and very sad to see. One of the things I noticed, the street lights are still on just to the north of it, so pretty cool. The fact that that's still on is actually very interesting, but yeah, some of the flames were just absolutely crazy, and of course we were watching some of that last night as things were burning, and we had some possibly propane explosions in there, tanks that were going up, things like that. Linda Brandt also popped in here, Colin Deadman, welcome, and who else? Rebecca Patterson is in the house. Payet is in the house. Old Mummy of Hamsters also here. And let's see, who else did I miss? Dippy is also back. Van Max, sorry, Max. Yeah, Max Vax. That's it. Max Vax. Got it. Ugh. Hard to say sometimes. So welcome back, Max. Aurelio Perez also there. Bobby Joe, welcome you guys. Don't know if I said 420 earlier, but welcome. Telmo also on the channel. Carol Gilbert, as well as Gloria D. Gaston. Manley Williams also here. Welcome you guys. Glad to have you on board. Rachel Jodine or Jodoin, not sure if I said it right, but welcome. 95 Winston also here. Carol Gilbert, welcome you guys. Dennis Ray, and Alex France in the channel. Good to see you again, Alex. Mike Hussar also here as well. And probably a whole bunch of others that I might have missed, like Wessex Dragon and Kevin Graham. But welcome to all of you, and if I didn't shout your name out, don't panic. I will probably try to get you down the road here. T. Voyer just popped in as well. Wessex Dragon, we got you. And I think most of you, Dominique here as well, Sherry Hewitt. Okay, so yeah, we're watching this stuff move forward, and that was the end of that segment. I'm going to put the next one on. And here's a little bit more action that we noticed. Yes, it was out of focus for a little bit as they try to zoom in, but it does clear up, so don't panic. Let's see, Duchess of Elements, I should have emailed you my live stream last night. Okay. Actually, I didn't have too much time last night. I was doing some other things, trying to relax, Duchess. Rachel George, okay, Rachel says, I read that the lava deltas are unstable due to them being on rubble underneath or prone to collapse. Is this the case here? Okay, that the lava deltas. Rachel, if you're referring to the ones that are in the ocean or going into the ocean, for the first little while, yes, what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of billowing and pockets of material there. But once you get a reflow over top several times, those layers build up thicker and thicker, and you can do your thing. Look at that big rock moving. It's just floating down the lava channel there, and this is just that thing is bigger than that's like a 2 or 3 story house floating along in the lava river. And for those who aren't seeing it, that's this thing right here, this big guy. Okay, that's moving along pretty good. I'm trying to watch my language here with the words. After all, this is a G-rated channel, so it is pretty cool. Okay, let's see. London Lava Lout. Where are these lava flows from? By the coast. Okay, so We'll get to that lava out. We'll actually show you. And what it's from was that breach that we had kind of on the northwestern side of the cone last night. And that's where it started pouring out. And that's what this basically is. And that was from last night. And of course, they will pan up a little bit more. We will be able to see it a whole bunch better. So just keep an eye on it. And let's see, there was other things asked here. Okay, Dr. Fox, today at 1957, 1950 time local, big boulder was flowing down. Yeah, we know of that as well. I didn't get it copied up, though I was busy doing other things. Boomer says, what in your opinion would be an indicator that this eruption would be slowing down? Right now, there is no indicator showing that this is slowing down anytime soon. I am thinking that this will continue for, at least a month or two yet. I'm going to say at least a month, I'll guarantee that, but as far as beyond that, it's always difficult to try to predict any of that, but it's not going to slow down for a bit. It may take little pauses here and there, but not for long, and then it will continue. And yes, for those who have not gotten satisfied as to seeing lava and bacon, this is the most awesome thing that I've seen on here, and this is going to be one of the most fluidic lava streams I've ever seen. And when the further up we go, you see the faster it's moving, and that is something that is very, very cool. And of course, this is my most favorite shot here, and of course that's what we started out with the stream today as the thumbnail for the stream. Was this particular lava flow, and I thought it was just absolutely phenomenal and awesome to be able to see that river of lava coming down the hill as far and as fast as it did. So yeah, it is a beautiful sight. And then of course the last one is this one where we carry on, but it's just a little further down the road where they actually go up the hill a little bit when they zoom in, and then that will actually show you where the lava was emanating from. And like I said, it's kind of in the northwestern side of the cone, but not right up at top. It was down probably 50 to 100 meters down below. Yes, Piggy, I see the time, but this segment is going to run just a tiny bit longer, and then I will be going for a break right away. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I have about 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go on this, and then I will consider taking that break. So don't get me too bad when you're doing that, Piggy. Anyway, how long does it take for the lava to cool down? Carol, depending on how thick it is and what you've got sitting there, if of course the lava is hitting the ocean, that's a different story. That can cool relatively quickly, and if if it's exposed directly to the outside cooler water, if you will, that cool down can happen within hours or a few days. The lava that is coming out here, this type of stuff, where it creates thick layers with lava tubes underneath and small lakes of lava, that can take anywhere from, I'm going to say, a year to 20 years in this case to slow or to cool off completely. So you never want to walk over top of lava that has just crusted over on the top. Yes, it's cooled off on the top. Yes, it may be able to support you in some areas, but I would never venture on top of it. Anyway, they're going up the hill here with the camera, viewing where this lava actually came from. And that's quite a steep slope, and that's quite a lava fall, if you ask me. And I'm glad we were able to capture it from last night. And that's the outflow point. And you see all those rocks, everything that's just falling into it right now. And that is it's just an awesome sight to be able to witness and see more material falling off. So this is a hole down in the side. This is not coming over top. And yes, we did have lava splashing over the top, but they were also hoping that that little, where's my thing again here? Oh, my whiteboard. Why is my whiteboard always hiding? Okay, get it going again. So yeah, that guy there, they were thinking that it was probably going to pop out, but this down in the bottom here, this is definitely a big hole. Okay, and you can see the cones. So on occasion we get material jumping over and pouring onto it. We didn't see too much more develop out of that little guy right there, and that was a double-eyed hole there, just dumping the material out. And of course here you can see the churning of the lava in the actual fountain or cone, if you will. And remember this area from yesterday, and what we showed yesterday about how it was broken here. And that's the end result of what we had there. We do have some lava heading out there, but that hole on the side is definitely what's causing majority of it. And I see I stopped my stream here, so I'm going to work on this. Okay, Dr. Fox, I heard on Spanish news that there were 2 new vents that opened up last night. Night crater, huge lava stream. Those aren't new craters. Those were actually holes in the side of the existing crater. So those weren't vents. This is back to our stream now. And yeah, that is the area, and this is the area where we were just looking, and this is the lower one is the outflow, that basically that tephra and material, it was too weak, and that lava forced itself through it and created that big stream from last night. So anyway, if all those people that are in the stream right now, if you like what you're seeing, you like the commentary, and you are enjoying what's going on, please do hit that like button. I see we've got over 411 people in here and only 204 likes. So come on, let's see if we can get that number up a little bit higher. And I would really appreciate that. And as I mentioned before, this stream is not monetized. If you do see a commercial, please let us know. That shouldn't be happening in here right now. And we do have super chats on. You are welcome to do that if you like, if you want to support the stream. Other than that, your major support though is by hitting that like button, and please do consider doing that if you are enjoying it. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, consider doing that as well and hitting that bell notification. That way you will know when we go live. And since we have over 400 people in here, we're hoping that we can get it up a little bit higher as well. And if you have the ability to share it out, put it in your community settings, and put the stream in there, that would be great. Also, if you can put it in other media formats and get it out there and let everyone know that we are streaming, that would be super fantastic, and I would really appreciate it. On that friendly note, it is time for me to take a break, even though I'm already 5 minutes late or 7 minutes late. And I just wanted to kind of make everything happen for you guys. So don't go away. I will be back. I'm your host, DrFox2000, located here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, about 7,000 kilometers away from this wonderful volcano. So have a look, and I will be back in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Okay, I have the microphone back on, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you everyone for being here. And I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'm just kind of mesmerized and hypnotized by the amount of lava that's flowing out of the cone right now, and it is really pushing down. Was watching those big rocks as they move through. Rick Engineer, thank you very much for that $50 super chat. That is awesome. He says, I haven't donated recently, so here's to support your endeavors. Thank you very much, Rick Engineer. Really, really do appreciate that. And that is one heck of an awesome super chat. And thank you very much, Rick. Do appreciate it. And let's see, as we carry on here, okay, I should get... you scared me. Okay, who scared you? Jim, I thought I was trying to come back gently and quietly and not scare anyone, but I am glad that I have your attention. That's awesome. Anyhow, yeah, I don't really want to run away from this because it does look pretty awesome. And yes, I was trying to figure out whether that was a big giraffe or not. And welcome having all you guys in here. I see we do have over 300 people in the stream right now, which is really awesome, and our likes are going up, sitting at 280 right now. That is awesome as well, and I really thank you all for that. Going to have to go as my battery is nearly flat. Sherry, thank you for being here, and please, hopefully you can get a plug-in of some sort and maybe rejoin us later if you can. That would be awesome. Okay, and just a gentle reminder, please, you guys, let's stick to the English language only. And I know some of you don't speak English too well. Please use Google Translate if you need to, but it is English only in the chat. I don't mind, you know, you saying hello in a different language or something like that, but please keep your comments and everything else in English, and that would be really, really good, and all good that way. So anyway, wow, look at this stuff just pouring down that hill right now. That is just awesome, and it's a lava surge. Okay, so we are definitely seeing, giant boulders and lots of lava. So a lot of this is running down the new northern side, though, that it burnt through yesterday. And we can see more and more rocks coming down and shearing out some of that opening that's in that volcano. And that may work a complete V into that rather than just being a hole at the bottom. They have a tendency to do that if they're as violent as what this is. And when I'm saying violent, you take a look in there, you see this stream here is just pouring out like a crazy gas valve, and then the one on the left-hand side, you see the occasional splashing. And that's coming up 20 or 30 meters inside the crater, and of course those waves are causing a lot of surge movement, if you will, and that allows a lot of that lava to push out even faster. So we could have a blockage of that port by some of those big boulders that are in there. But I'm hoping not, and that we can continue to watch the large lava stream coming down the hill. A few more people asking questions. Ducky, hi, and says, I was watching it crazy last night. Yes, and it is just about as crazy tonight. Although last night it did burn quite a bit of real estate, and it's unfortunate. I'm not happy about it, but not much what we can do. Anita Assad says, what effect will a solar flare have on the volcano? Anita, pretty much nothing. Zero effect. Solar flare is going to be basically material that if you want to call it a CME or ejecta from the sun, being thrown out, and of course heading towards Earth, depending on if we're in the path. Sorry, I'd have to change the subject. Just look at that flow coming down that hill. Wow. That is really, really awesome. And it moved a bunch of bigger boulders out of the way. But anyway, getting back to your thing about the solar flare, what we will see, of course, from that solar flare, within 2 to 3 days, you will have higher levels of aurora borealis. In other words, northern and southern lights will be more evident. So that's one of the things that you will see as the solar winds are being pushed onto the planet. And of course our magnetic force lines will draw that in up at the poles and down, I should say, both the North Pole and South Pole, and cause the aurora. And if it's intense enough, you can even see those aurora during the day. But hopefully that last solar flare or CME hasn't been that strong. At least I didn't hear of any. Otherwise, some of my friends would have said something. So, you know, if it's a relatively big one and it wants to hit the Earth, we definitely will see a lot more of the northern lights. And that's kind of a treat in a way. But that has pros and cons to it. I don't want to dwell on that subject because we're looking at the volcano, and that's really what we want to look at. David Birch says Caldera is getting super steep. Do you think the right side will give out soon? The right side, I don't know, because that right side is building up a lot more material. Now that brings us to a different subject, David, that somebody else was asking about. How come we don't see any lava flowing to the backside? And the backside is almost shaped in the same manner as this is right now, and it is quite thick in here. So the backside, that back cone, and I know my drawing isn't too well, but it's something like that. But on this side we have this exit. On the other side, I'm assuming that it will or could possibly create another exit similar to what we have here. So we may end up seeing lava flowing out in that direction. Back behind here, behind the cone, is a fairly low area, and just like if you were around and watched some of our videos from Iceland, from Ragnar, what I had mentioned about the back area will eventually fill up as well, which it did. And it's just Mother Nature taking its turn, getting the equilibrium of the land and filling it, and then we will see the flow change directions into other areas. And right now, because we do have a very good exit here, we're going to see this coming out for quite some time in this direction yet, because it hasn't built it up and it's cut through a pretty decent path. I did see that other super chat, Truth. Where'd it go? Hang on, I got to get back up to it. I just clicked on it. Okay, a thought to all those who lost their homes. Thank you, Doc. And thank you for that £2 super chat, Truth. And you're absolutely right. Many people have lost their homes and their businesses and that type of thing. So that's something that you know, we do feel for those people. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about it other than if you do have the means and you wish to help out. There are organizations. The Red Cross, of course, is one of them. I don't know of a bunch of the other ones, but I'm sure if you do a little bit of research, if you wanted to help out, you could definitely do that. Just so you know. And our thoughts go out and to these people, because you know they've lost their homes, they've lost their businesses, and they lost a way of life. Something else I did want to mention here. A lot of this, it's not just the people who have lost their homes because of the direct contact of the lava burning them out. There's also the homes that are a little further to the south. I watched a video earlier that, you know, they had 2 or 3 feet of lava, or not lava, but volcanic dust and ash sitting in on their roofs and on the driveways and fields and so on. And of course that's going to choke off the vegetation and cause problems and make it you know, not very habitable for a while to come. So you know, it's those people as well that have lost a lot, and you know, it's unfortunate, but it does happen, and there's nothing that we ourselves can do to prevent it. We don't, as humans, we don't have that technology yet, and it's going to be somewhere way in the future before we get to that point where we as humans can do something about it. Let's see, DrFox2000, really, I've heard stories that the sun is powering volcanoes and earthquakes. No, the sun is not powering volcanoes and earthquakes. The sun is definitely acting on the planet, and when you take something and you pull it and stretch it between the moon and the sun, you have a certain amount of gravity tugging on it, and as we're spinning, of course, the tug is on different sides of the planet, and it's usually, from my understanding, leading the edge that is just going into darkness again, and that's kind of where the pull ends up being. And yes, you're going to have tectonic movement and tectonic action causing some of that, but as far as the sun powering it directly, I don't know if you want to call that powering it. It may be causing some of it, but it is definitely not the power source, if you will. It definitely, though, is helping move the surface of the planet around. Hope that kind of makes sense to you there, Craig Thor. Piggy, Port DrFox2000 does not control cameras. What? Port does not control cameras? Okay, I didn't know Port controlled cameras. I don't know where that came from. Okay. Duchess of Elements, I love when people acknowledge my presence or my predictions. Thanks. Good that you're good with that, Duchess of Elements. Okay, Max Vax says wrong. It does a lot. The X-rays just started huge lightnings in Africa today, and volcanic activity always goes up. Been watching that for decades. I'm not so sure about that, Max, and X-rays I don't think are getting to the surface of the planet as much as you think, but I'm not going to sit here and argue with you in the sense, Craig Thor, that theory is 100% correct as far as Joseph Astier says. Yeah, there are influences, but the sun has no other power going onto the planet other than providing a lot of heat. Okay, and of course it is responsible for us being here. If it wasn't for the sun, we wouldn't have life on this planet. But anyway, that's a whole different subject and a whole different kettle of fish. Super chat to you. Truth, I seen that super chat. I don't know if you heard that, and I did mention it earlier there. Yeah, and I did read it. I said the thoughts to all those who lost their homes, and thank you very much, Truth, for that. So all cool, and really awesome. Okay, I'm looking at time here, and we are getting close to a break time. And oh, another super chat. Okay, £97 from GVC. Good evening, Doc. Sorry I've not been around. Not a worry, GVC. We're all good. We're still here and doing our wonderful thing. And it is happening. We are watching a lot of the material coming out of Cumbre Vieja, and it is doing its thing. So I'm going to leave it. Actually, let's see if we still have the other one going. We can probably leave it on the multi-screen. Oh, no, that one died. Let me, oh, hang on. Why is that on there? Let's go back here somewhere. No, wrong one, wrong one. That's the problem. Okay, I'm going to see what went wrong there and see if I can fix that problem. Why did that one go off? That is not right. Something went awry, and it should not. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here for right now. I am going to go take that break. I will fix up what we can. So please, you guys, don't go away. If you haven't hit that like button yet and you like what you're seeing, by all means, do hit that like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, consider hitting the subscribe and the notification bell as well. That way you can get more of these streams as they come along. So on that friendly note, I'm DrFox2000. I'm going to take a 5-minute break, and I will be back. Let's see, SFS. Please do not put that many emojis in the channel. We don't mind having you here, but we don't accept that. Maximum 5 emojis at any one point in time. And thank you. Online Gamer, thank you for that compliment of nice voice. Appreciate that. Okay, on that friendly note, please do hit that like button. Also consider subscribing. And I am going to take my 5-minute break. Don't go away. Play nice in the lava. Don't throw any lava balls at each other. Those things really hurt. And I will be back. I'm your host, DrFox2000. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have the microphone back on. I hope I did not scare the boots off of anyone. I tried not to yell into the microphone this time. Anyway, I do see a few more good people popped into the channel. Good to see, I think, Speedy Dormouse. I don't know if I got you earlier. Or John Raper also back in the channel. And Ms. Warble or Womble 50, welcome. Glad to have you here. Let's see, who else popped in? Gloria De Gaston, I don't know if I mentioned you earlier. Rochelle's still here. Of course, we got Aunt Memo, welcome back. Banana Puss, also back in the house. Aaron Horton, good to see you. Alex France, of course, popped in as well. Miss Top Secrets, I hope I pronounced that right. Back after, okay, break time. Good to have you in the channel, though. Sophie Josephson, also back in the house. Welcome. David Birch also there. Barbara Visser, and glad to have you here. Carol Gilbert as well. And I think I got most of those, and if I did miss your name, don't panic. I do welcome you to the stream, and glad to have you on board. Ro T, or I think or Rox T, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Welcome. James Bong and Maria also here. No, sorry, Juliana also here. Good afternoon, Juliana. And glad to have everyone on board. And of course, we are watching Cumbre Vieja volcano in La Palma, Canary Islands right now. There was a question, somebody saying, is that a newer vent opening on the bottom left? No, it is not. That is the material flowing into or onto that new peninsula it's building at the shoreline, and it is pushing lava over the hill, over the edges, and what we're seeing is kind of two streams there. One in the foreground was the original one, and the one further on the right hand side that seems to be more active is the second one that's pushing further to the south and onto the older peninsula that was there, and which was lava that was delivered back in 1949 from an eruption just to the south of Cumbre Vieja, and that's where that lava originated from, and since had plantations grown on it and the soil. After, I guess, about 50-60 years, it got good enough that they could do that. So really good. Twig also in the channel, welcome. And let's see, who else has popped in here? I see 420 is there, so all cool. Judy McClelland, welcome all you guys. If I didn't say your name, don't be offended. Pooksy also back, and I saw the picture of the banana plantation being subsumed by the, yeah, and we did have that on earlier. And I believe that was this photo here, and yeah, you definitely seen that happening, and it is unfortunate. It really is. And but let's go to a lighter note, and oh, hang on, let's look at this for a second. USGS, this is our little uptake on what's happening at Kilauea in Hawaii, just to pop over there for a second, and it looks like it's calmed down just a little bit more than what it was yesterday, but it's still looking like we have a massive flux capacitor charging or something like that, which is pretty awesome and pretty cool. And next is, of course, what we really enjoy and hope for. So this is thanks to Piggy, and of course here we have our most wonderful little bacon seed. This is the bacon seed of the day, and the little bacon seed is wearing his lava boots. So for those who don't know, we have little bacon seeds, and that's what what we refer to as these little cute guys. So everybody can give a big awe for the little cute piggy with the lava boots. And he or she is indeed a little cutie. Those boots are very, very good looking. Oh, I gotta love it. I gotta love it. It is really, really awesome. So, little bacon seed of the day. Keep smiling, everyone. And that is super, super cute. On that note, I'm going to pop it back over here to our friendly neighborhood volcano in La Palma for a second, and going to try to get myself in the right spot. And okay, here we go. So let's take off and go over to Iceland real quick. And here is our earthquake map. We'll look at that first, since I do have that preloaded. I want to make emphasis on, and I don't know if you can see where that hand is moving there, right there. This is pretty awesome to see that size of, it's a 3 on the 3 in magnitude, and pretty cool to see that happening out at Astia. And let's see, somebody just super chatted. William Lyons, Dr. Fox, I want to say thank you for these beautiful scenes and the amazing people that come into the stream every day showing love for you. Thank you. And thank you, William Lyons, for that £5 super chat. We do have an awesome group of people here, and we really, really do appreciate each and every one of them. And without you guys, this stream wouldn't be what it is. So anyway, zooming in on Astia, we see that earthquake was a 3, and it was just on the outside of the rim. And not sure if that's indicating anything drastic, or if it's something just a little influential there. On the other side, this other cluster here, we only have some very small spots, and I'm not sure. I think those are even from yesterday. This one here might be from today. Yeah, and it is a 0.7. So nothing too terribly large out there, but we do have this guy here. And whenever we see magnitude 3 or higher, it's always interesting, because that means something is shifting. We do see very, very little activity in the ice fields, and we'll zoom back out, slide over back to the Reykjanes Peninsula. And before I go into our cluster over here, I want to mention that we did also have a couple of them here, a 2.3, which happened today as well, and that is off the coast. And then I believe there were some older ones underneath it there, and just about the identical location. Oh, that one was also 2.3, so I think, yeah, they're both 2.3s right there. And then we had this guy, and that was from yesterday, a 1.7, and then the other one I do believe was from yesterday as well, and yes, 1.5. So little increase in activity right there at the end of the peninsula. If we zoom right out, I don't see anything else further out here in the water like we normally do. So things are a little bit quiet. For those people who are not quite familiar with this map or Iceland, just to kind of fill you in a little bit, Keflavik Airport is right here on the end of the peninsula. Grindavik right down in here, of course. This little spot here is where the Blue Lagoon is, and then there's a power station just to the south of it, or southeast of it, just to kind of give you a little bit of an orientation. And if we slide back up, here's Reykjavik and the city proper, and you can see where Reykjavik is there. And that's, of course, the capital. So anyway, let's zoom in a little bit and kind of give you a little bit more orientation here. This is Nathagi Valley. This is Nathkriki, and we have Upper Meridalia, Lower Meridalia, or just Meridalia in general, with its little extension here. and this is Geldingadarler, the valley, and our existing Ragnar is sitting about here, and unfortunately we see no activity in that area. Some older earthquakes here. This one was a few days back, and 1.5, so nothing major. And of course we had this guy yesterday, which I can't remember how big it was, but it was a 1. There it was from yesterday. As we slide up further though, we notice that we see this swarm of earthquakes that happened. Kilar is this volcano here. This was a very old volcano, and I think they were saying that it was under the ice during the Ice Age, and anyway, that's how it built up. But we did have a lot of the older, darker colored earthquakes here. These have been there for a few days already, and then we noticed that things are migrating to the south a little bit. This seems to be a new cluster that has formed in the last couple of days, but we do see a lot of fresh activity right here as far as earthquakes. Some of these as big as 2.7. I think there were a couple of 3s hiding in there somewhere as well. If I recall correctly, I think that one might be, no, that's a 2.7. That might be the 3. No, another 2.7. So anyway, we aren't seeing a super large amount of activity though. Now, one of the things I did want to kind of reiterate on is that before the original Geldingadarler eruption happened, we did have about 6 months worth of a lot of these tremors in that area, a lot of little earthquakes. So this could be just setting itself up for another blast, and we really don't know yet what it's actually going to do, but that's typical of what it would do. Let's take a look over at the tremor, harmonic tremor graph, and I'm going to refresh it because I didn't do that yet for a little while. Right now we are seeing a trend in an upward pattern, and as long as we see movement here, okay, that means this thing has not died out yet. So this is something that we have to see. Alex France just said we noticed that the rumble chart goes up when the quakes are fewer and goes down when it's swarming. Don't know if there's anything to take from that though. Okay. Yeah, I don't know really either, Alex. That's a good point though. A type of correlation, and when you look at all these spikes up here, these are all the earthquake spikes that you see in these spots, and majority of them you can associate to one of those dots that we were looking at on that earthquake map. So like I say, I'm not counting Geldingadarler's eruption, the Ragnar. I'm not counting it out yet, and yes, it hasn't erupted for quite some time, but as long as we continue to see activity, we're not going to go away. Okay, we're not going to declare anything dead. The possibilities of things happening are likely, and it can happen. And on that note, I wanted to go back over to the cameras, and I want to get on the right screens here. So of course this is not Hagi Valley. It looks like it was raining there. We can't see too much. We'll back it up in time about 4.5 hours. That'll give us a little bit of daylight. Maybe even go back a little bit further to see it without water droplets on the screen so much, or on the lens. There you go. Kind of gives you an idea what the area looks like. For those who are not familiar with it, over here is the berm, or the end of a nice water droplet. The end of the southern end of Nordhagi Valley, and that's been bermed off, and the reason for that was, of course, to save the highway or try to slow it down a bunch. Although, because this thing has stopped doing its thing, the highway as well as the fiber optic cable are safe for now. This area here is a testing zone, and they did various things to see how things would last and fare once the lava did come and flow over top of it and head towards the roadway. So that is the valley camera. We will go to the other one real quick, and of course it's dark as well, and I'm going to do the same thing. We'll back up the time on it a bunch. We know it was raining there earlier today, so that is an unfortunate thing, but yeah, you can see a fairly good chunk here. I'm just trying to find a spot where we can actually see the crater without drops all over it. Yeah, this one will work. And for those, yeah, this is at 14:35 this afternoon, Iceland time. Of course, you can see Ragnar right there. This is what we call Southern Meridalia here. Meridalia is over off in that direction, okay, and down the hill here, that's where Notthagi is, and over on the other side, you see these two hills here. This is Theater Hill here, and this is what we refer to as Ant Hill, okay, and then the G is for the valley over on that side, which is Geldingadarlar. So, and that's Ragnar's the volcano. You can see it is still smoking, and not sure who that guy is, but they're just wandering past the camera, so we don't need to worry about them. Anyway, yeah, that guy looks wet. It is raining out there, so hopefully they will do what they need to keep dry and maybe get off the hill and warm up and have a coffee or a hot chocolate or something, and go have an Icelandic hot dog, because those things are delicious. Okay, and the reason I can say that is because, guys, for those who are new, back in August, I was actually standing right beside where this camera is located, and I did stream from on top of the hill, and you can actually see that in the August streams. And it was awesome to be able to do that, and having first-hand experience, having been there, is really truly a once-in-a-lifetime feat for me, and I did enjoy it, and it is really, really nice. So anyway, we haven't, somebody mentioned snow here. We haven't seen any snowy weather just yet, other than the a few days ago. We had some snow there, but it is still kind of gloomy weather. Iceland seems to be that way. This is good weather for Iceland, okay? So it's all cool. Anyway, love what we're looking at. I'm looking at the clock here. See about 10 minutes or 8 minutes before break time, because I don't want to get run over by Piggy again. Raymond Bensler says a good guy proposed to his girlfriend today on the live stream. Oh, cool, Raymond. And yeah, it was a few days, or I think maybe even a month ago. We were watching where one couple was out there, and they actually I guess said their vows out there. She was wearing her wedding dress and the whole 9 yards, and he had his tuxedo on and all that. So yeah, I guess if you're starting your wedding off with a rumble and a violent volcano, then hopefully that the rest of the marriage will stay smooth and move along really, really well. Anyway, let's go back over to the warmer place, which is over in La Palma in the Canary Islands, and let's see what our lava is doing. And they have moved the camera, and I want to just watch this because I didn't watch them move the camera. I had all my screens on the other place over in Iceland at the time. So we see a wall of lava moving forward over on the right hand side. and this is the material that's coming down the hill, so it is re-pushing exactly where we had it. So doctor or scientist, Piggy, is Dr. Fox a doctor or scientist or something? No, I'm not. I'm an engineer. Actually, Miss Tops Sykratz, or whatever your name is there, I'm sorry. I am an amateur geologist as well as a prospector. I like going out finding gold and precious gemstones in old kimberlites and old volcanoes that have cooled off for mega thousands of years. And that's kind of where I'm at. But I do enjoy doing the streaming. I'm also a ham radio operator. Let's see, what else can we throw out at you? So yeah, the gift of gab has been developed a long time in my brain, I guess. And hopefully that most of the people can understand what I am actually throwing out here. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the streams and you like what's going on. And we did indeed have a very, very good community built up here. And I know when I first started streaming, this was one of my biggest concerns and worries, and we've turned this into a wonderful group of people, and it is super, super nice to come in here. Now, yes, I'm fairly smart with some of this stuff of the volcanoes and so on, but I'm not the smartest guy in here. There's many of you that have a lot more abilities when it gets into geology and understanding of it than I do. Although I'm not trying to brag, I do know a fair amount, but there's still many others that have a better understanding and are actual geologists. So it is cool to have all of those people on board, though. So let's see, Prophet Williams is back, Lane Lair also here, Lavel out, Dr. Fox is the fox that feeds rabbits. That's right, I'm the fox that feeds rabbits. And speaking of feeding rabbits, I did go down and I cleaned the bunny dispenser today so we can actually see through it again. And hopefully LB won't have another crash in there. Okay, not just, Max says, Dr. Fox, but you give a good show, not just a live stream. And thank you for that. We do, and really trying to portray some of the information to people sometimes is not as easy as one might think. And there's certain things that we have to kind of stay on the proper track of what we know 100% for sure. You know, there's also things what people refer to as speculation, and I am a strong believer in using the word hypothesis and theory in the right context. And a theory, of course, in science is something that has already been proven by its peers and been able to be put into what's a real theory because you have credible evidence to back it up and are able to repeat that experiment, if you will, to get the same result. Then something is a theory. A lot of people out there do have hypotheses, which is basically the contents that you want to present to be able to throw that at your peers and say, here's my hypothesis, let's read over it and see if that becomes a theory. And of course there's certain elements that you need to be able to qualify what you're turning into a theory in science. Anyway, on those friendly notes, I'm looking at the clock, about time for me to get at my break. So please guys, stick around. I am going to put it back on our multi-screen if that other camera is still functioning, and it is, and we will leave it there. So we have a view of the volcano top left, we have a view of the lava flow coming down the hill and onto the major valley area on the top right. The bottom left hand corner is the flow of lava hitting the peninsula that it is now building, and that looks pretty awesome. And on the bottom right, of course, we have the Observatorio del Rogue de Lamas, or yeah, del Los Muchachos. My apologies. Spanish is not my feat. I do not speak many words of Spanish, so I love that view though from above the stars. And as I mentioned before, you can actually see the Milky Way or remnants of the body of the Milky Way right there in the stars. Really awesome to be able to see volcanoes and the Milky Way and lava flow and everything all at the same time. And Carol Peacock says, please split between Piggy and Snowman today. Best mods around. Okay, I am going to have to start a new sheet here because I have, Carol, please do me a favor. Tell Arizona Snowman to send me his P.O. box. That guy needs to do that. Okay, I keep track of what's going on a little sheet here, and I do have his thing for his little granddaughter, as well as some of the contributions for him. I have it all listed here, and I really do want to see that. And then I'm going to make sure I get Piggy. I've got Piggy list now too. Okay, so these are things that I've got written down here, and I wish somebody would convince him, pull him by the ear and tell him to get at it. Okay, please, please. You know, like I'm not just writing this down because I want to. I'm writing it down because I'm a very fair person, and I want to make sure that I can take care of him. All right, so that is important. Anyway, I'm going to go take that break, you guys. So please, if you like what you're seeing, if you're enjoying the stream, and you're liking the hosts that are in the stream, like Piggy and Arizona, and all of it, do hit that like button, guys. That's honestly the best way to do things. Do hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. Also, if you have not yet subscribed and you want to see more of these lovely streams with the narration, by all means hit that subscribe button and that bell notification all at the same time there. Boom, boom. And you can make that happen. That way you won't miss any streams. Also, if you're interested in when the times are for the streams, you can take a look down in the description. During the weekdays, they are at a different time than they are on the weekends. Streams are 2 hours long. The weekend ones used to be 4 hours, but that is just too much for me. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I need more time for myself. It does take time to prepare. It does take time to make things happen. So, Larry Mason says, Dr. Fox, former major Hurricane Sam is now 40 miles south of Iceland coast with 45-mile-per-hour winds. Larry, then that might cause some snow to happen there. We'll see how it goes depending on the temperature of the winds. Duchess of Elements and crew, Dr. Fox, I have proven myself to the doctor my predictions. Yes, you did do some predictions and they were right. Okay, so on that friendly note, I am going to sneak away for that break. Don't go away, guys. We've got another half hour to go for our show, and I want to make sure everybody gets that half hour. So I'm your host, Dr. Fox2000. I will be back in about 5 minutes. Don't go away. And play nice in the lava. Don't throw any lava balls. That stuff really does hurt, okay? All right, I'll be back. And I don't want to scare Piggy. Okay. Welcome everyone. I'm back and we are on our final quarter of doing our show here today. And I'm your host, DrFox2000, located here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, about 7,000 kilometers away from this Cumbre Vieja volcano in La Palma in the Canary Islands. And what? Oh, I see bad words. Here comes the snout. Oh no, Piggy. So anyway, love having everyone here, and we are watching. Look at this flow come out of this thing. It's overspilling again, and it's pushing a lot more lava out. Of course, we're still seeing that fiery inferno shooting out there at very high speeds. Of course, that's creating multiple, well, we know there's multiple vents up there in that cone. The one that we see moving very quickly, and then there's some other ones right in front of it. And of course they're zooming in. Sure, make my arrows in the wrong place. Okay, and we are still looking at 1080p, but unfortunately is a little fuzzy because we're looking over a hot lava field, and that distorts the camera's visual signal somewhat. And let's see, Dr. Fox, have you ever shoveled explosive volcanoes or showed explosive volcanoes on my stream? Not yet. Larry Mason, you're able to talk. I can see you this time. Former major hurricane Sam is now 40 miles. Yes, we seen that. We did see that, and I did make a comment, so I'm not sure what was wrong there, Larry. I'm glad you refreshed the browser, though, or at least hoping you did, and that got things going again for you. And we do see a lavely amount of material coming out of that cone, as well as the tephra, or as we call it, our fire fountain, is still in full force, high gear if you call it that. Oscar, welcome. Catherine here as well. Starlight, glad to have you on board. Larry Mason, at least it isn't a super hurricane. And yeah, we're happy that it is not a super hurricane, otherwise it would be kind of nasty. Angad Singh, welcome. Are these lavalanches? I don't know if you really want to call them lavalanches. Yesterday you could have. The amount of force that was involved and the way it was coming down, I would have definitely called it a lavalanche rather than just a flow. But today it seems to be pulsing and surging. We have what looked like a faster moving material earlier, but yesterday we definitely had what we refer to as lavalanches. It was pretty awesome. Just a quick reminder, please keep it in English in the channel, and we do not speak other languages. This way everybody can communicate properly. I don't mind you if you're saying hi in another language, but let's keep it as English for the most part. Los Casablanca Morton, hey Dr. Fox, do you think more than 66 cubic meters is coming out now? At times, absolutely. 66 cubic meters of lava is quite a bit to begin with. But there are times when we see these surges come out, and I'm sure that there is more than that coming out when we see the very heavy flows or bursts of lava protruding forth. And if you take a look over at, if you've been with the stream for a while, then when we were looking at Geldingadarlar and our Ragnar and watching those flows, those were between 5 and 7 for a while, and then they moved up to 12 and 13, that type of thing. And that is minuscule compared to what this Cumbre Vieja is putting out. And of course, at times this thing is well over 66 or 70 cubic meters per second as that flow pushes. So that's something to bear in mind. Very, very different scenario of the way the eruptions are. We do have multiple vents on this particular volcano. Right now I think it's 4 primary vents that are going off. It is very difficult to see due to the camera angles. Even when we go to the other one here, we can see that we have right now the slower one in the front and our blast furnace in the back side. So it's difficult to see, and we can't see what's happened to the other ones that were up here yesterday. So those have kind of stopped or quit for a little while. But there's not much we can do about it, and we'll keep on watching. The other thing, we can still continue to see much tephra being ejected in multiple directions. We know that back hill is fairly high, so the back side of that volcano, so we don't see a lot of flow going out that way. But I am wondering if this will eventually head out the other side, and then we'll get flow going on the southern side of the cone again. And if that happens, of course, it's going to create more potential for other different flows and more damage to homes and businesses on the other side. So bearing that in mind, let's go back to the other view here, and it is lavally, and we'll have a look at it, see how it is doing. I have not yet showed the earthquake map here today yet for this area, and I am looking for it, and I know I have it somewhere. I have so many windows open, it's not easy to find it. Let's see, where the heck did I hide it? Not there, not there, not there, not there, not there, not there. Wasn't there. Okay, I may have closed it by accident, but I'm not too worried about that. Actually, we'll leave the earthquakes alone for today, since most of those are pretty much the same as what we had yesterday. Have you got the latest La Palma lava map? I did. Somebody did send it to me, and I was trying to see if I can load that up. And oh, hang on, is this the one or this the one? No, that's not the one. I had somewhere here, and oh, there it is. Okay, we're gonna throw that in. I'll save it, lava flow. There we go, I did save it. And let's see if we can get that up on the screen for you, and that will be a little easier to try to explain that. I'm going to split my screen. By the way, I'm using XSplit Broadcaster, just so you guys know when I say split my screen, that's I'm putting it into multi-screen mode here to be able to set things up on the other one while I'm leaving one play continuously. All right, we'll get into that and find my way around real quick to the right places. And okay, there we go. And all right, we'll get that one going, and we will bring that live now, and that way you guys can take a look. And these were the latest flows, and of course the green one is the last bits that you see there, and that was from October 7th, and it gives you a pretty good idea of where things are right now, and it'll help out with understanding how much has happened. Now, I'm sure this will update very quickly, because these things are, you know, it's already the 9th, so last 2 days have been very hectic. we're going to see what happens and how the flow is affected. Dr. Fox, magic, thank you. Okay. Yeah, it is sort of magic. Things just seem to appear all of a sudden. And we try to do what we can. Of course, hoping that this will get updated a little bit more over the next days, and we can see where everything else is flowing. Pooksy, I don't eat crayons. Oh, good thing. It's bad enough Piggy gets into them and munches on them. She says the yellow ones are like bananas. Okay. Anyway, really enjoying what we're doing here. Want to go back to the volcano, and I think what we will do is we'll finish our stream off. First off, I'll go to the multi-view for a few seconds just to try to see if there's anything new and exciting happening. Of course, top left and top right are the volcano themselves, two slightly different angles. Bottom left screen is the lava hitting the ocean area. It's actually coming off of the cliff onto the peninsula it has already built. And the one in the foreground here is what we call one. This stream is the original one, and then the one on the backside here is number two. Number two is the one that is actually going on to the pre-existing peninsula that was there, or lava flow that was created back in 1949 by a previous eruption, which since has been turned into agricultural land. And of course, they were growing plantations on there, and some of those plantations are now obviously in jeopardy because of the lava flow having reached that point and is destroying the plantations. So that's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. And of course, the bottom right hand, self-explanatory, that's the Los Muchachos Observatory up top on the mountain there, and looking southwest actually, just slightly, and gives you a pretty good view of what's above the clouds. And of course, the light area is showing the clouds that are lit up, or the smoke and ash and everything that's lit up by the volcano, and gives you a pretty awesome sight. So getting back, what's happening in Hawaii today? Not a heck of a lot. It seems to be just as stable as it was yesterday. I didn't see anything else happening there as of late. I didn't do much research. I didn't hear of anything major happening in Hawaii, so I kind of didn't pay too much heed to trying to gather more information. But that's what we seen earlier. We did show the time lapse from USGS, and it seems to be status quo, still the same thing as it was before. So interesting, but not doing too much. MG says, I used to have banana trees in my yard. They grow really fast. Hope they can recover the industry quickly, and we hope so as well. Okay, is this one of the worst eruptions we've seen in modern times? No, it is not. Also, what do you think will be the end of the crazy this crazy eruption? This Angad, just to throw this at you here. Okay, average eruption on La Palma is 57 days in length. That is the average volcano eruption. This one right now shows no signs of slowing down. Okay, so number two is we don't know if it's going to erupt for 57 days or if it's going to erupt for 107 days. We have no idea. It could actually shut down in 4 days. Okay, again, we don't know what's actually going to happen. The average runs anywhere from between 35 and 87 days or something like that is what they had. So it's unpredictable, but the average eruption is 57 days on La Palma, and that doesn't mean this is going to turn off exactly in 57 days. I do believe it is day 20 or 21 today of the eruption, so we still have a ways to go before we get to the average, and that's something that it's kind of interesting, but we'll see how things progress and continue with this particular eruption. I'm trying to catch up on some of these, Max. So does anyone in the chart another what explanation why it gets more activity at night? Okay, the one point about the more activity at night is the fact that you can see it a lot better at night. The activity during the day is pretty much status quo of what we're getting at nighttime. It's just, it is a lot more visible. Okay, that is with just about every volcano out there. People always say that. Why is it more active at night? It's because you can see it. During the daytime, you have a real hard time seeing the lava flowing when you've got clouds of ash and smoke and stuff. And this is the main mental perception. You know, people perceive things in a different manner during the day as to what their optics and the eyes are seeing versus nighttime. Nighttime, of course, we see this thing glowing like crazy, and of course that's where everybody thinks, hey, this is what's happening. It's more intense at nighttime. Although there are times where coincidentally we do have bigger flows, especially when they do happen at night. We look out and go, oh look, it's so much bigger. It's not really the case. It can be day or night, so it doesn't matter. Carrie, Dr. Fox saw Nar awake in, yeah, I did. Okay, Carrie, I don't know, I missed your question there somewhere. But yes, I was there in August. I did stream it live right from the site. Not right in the volcano, but over on the hill just beside it. And it was very interesting. It was a different adventure. Again, perception is a big thing. When we see it on a screen, we don't realize how big it is. We don't realize how intense the noise is. And these are all things that play a big role in you know, how one perceives it. The light, when you're looking at it, you know, during the daytime, it looks a lot different than it does at night. While I was there, out of Ragnar, there was absolute tremendous amounts of lava flow, and it was just the same amount that was coming out at nighttime. And it's a perception. So this is something that we have to keep in mind. We can see it a lot better at nighttime. That's why our brain automatically says, hey, this is bigger at night. Why is that? Let's see, is it still awake now? Lava is flowing in Iceland. No, Carrie, lava is not flowing in Iceland right now. It is in a dormant state, and we hope that it will come back to life. You can't turn around and say a volcano is dead or extinct for a few thousand years, but one of the things that can happen with those types of volcanoes, it ends up where, you know, the volcano may go dormant or into a fumarole state. That's not funeral, but fumarole, okay, where it is just off-gassing, and you still have gas flow, but you have no lava flow. And that seems to be what Ragnar is doing right now. We do see a lot of earthquake activity to the north towards Kilar and just south of Kilar, and that indicates that we have something happening down at about 6 kilometers in depth, whether it's lava refilling into chambers or new fissures being formed to allow lava to flow in certain directions. We don't know yet. The thing that we have to look at in Iceland is it did take about 6 months before the eruption originally happened, where it opened up in Geldingadalur. That 6 months prior, nobody knew when and where exactly it was going to be. We did have earthquakes to the north, we did have earthquakes to the south, and when you take a look at the map of where all the earthquakes are, that whole area was full, okay? And in that 6 months period, when you looked at it, you're going, wow, there's something's going to happen. Where and when? And the guesses were, hey, it's going to be up north, hey, it's going to be down south, and boom, right in the middle. Okay, so those things happen, and there's not much you can do about it. So hopefully we will get something going on, and you know, to be able to see a lot of that. Okay, Max Vax, have a nice day. Okay, yeah, that's all we get is collapses happening at night. No, the collapses were happening during the day too. I don't know if you understood that. Okay, yet you didn't realize that, did you? Okay, but anyway, thank you, Arizona Snowman. That was appropriate. Okay, hostile individuals will not be left running wild here. Have a nice day. So I gotta shake my head at some of it. You know, read a science book, please. There's a lot of things in there that people need to understand, and that's one of them. Okay, all right. I'm just kind of chuckling here. Luke's unfair experiences. It's going to be a wave. All right. Wow. Thank you for that response. Okay. Well, anyway, we are at the end of the stream, and it's interesting that an individual like that would turn around and use such filthy language, and he calls himself a gentleman. Wow. Anyway, won't dwell on that. We're going to keep going with our future, and I'm going to say thank you everyone for being in the stream tonight. It has been a lively show, and awesome to see everyone in here enjoying it, and it is a super show. Okay, yeah, that's another one that's on the way out. Goodbye. Okay, so I think we can help that individual out, and have a nice day. Yeah, we just get rid of them. That's we don't need that kind of stuff. We know how to take care of business here. So if you came here to fight, this is the wrong place. We are a lovely family of wonderful lovers of lava and volcanoes, and yeah, that's what we're going to stick with. And as far as you know, the actual influence of the sun, that's something that I wish they would read up on. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you very, very much, everyone, for being here and being awesome. Thank you very much for all the super chatters today. I really, really do appreciate the support. And again, we got a nudge, Arizona Snowman, wink wink, nudge nudge, get that P.O. box number here, okay? We want to send you something. So anyway, thank you to our moderators in here tonight, very good people, And thank you to all of you who have contributed and helped out with the stream, and all those who are in here and have hit that like button. We do appreciate it, and it's all good that way. And I'm going to say have a lovely, lovely evening, everyone. And Duchess of Elements is now live, but I am also going to give you other options if you wanted to watch more of the volcano streams. So Duchess of Elements is live, as well as Talk Air Iceland, as well as I do believe Tony is live. And those links will be in the chat shortly, and they will pop up. And there's the one for Talk Air Iceland, and Tony's is coming up right away as well. And we will also be fair and put Duchess of Elements in there as soon as I get hers to come up. I don't know why that thing, why is it so difficult for me to find that one? I will find it. Give me a second or two, and there, let's see if I can get that in there. And Duchess of Elements, she's got the volcano on as well. So if you guys care to go over there, you can. And here's the link. Duchess of Elements, and you can continue watching the volcano there. And let's see if I can do this right. There we go. Duchess of Elements is there. So yeah, for those who want to go have a look at these other streams, you're most certainly welcome. And for those who haven't hit the like button yet, and you did like the stream tonight, by all means hit that like button and see that it gets counted. And I'm going to put it back to this particular screen right now. And we'll put up the good night and thank you for watching, everyone. And subscribe for more content is what DJ said, and you're absolutely right. For those who haven't subscribed yet, do hit that subscribe button, and that way you will be notified when you get the next wonderful stream. So on that note, good night, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the super chatters. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to all of you who have come into the stream. And please tell your loved ones you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. Good night, and thank you, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. We'll see you tomorrow.